as Isaiah, middle initial C. Hickson, 32 years of age, from Johnstown. This shooting occurred shortly after 2:30 Sunday morning on the 900 block of Ash Street in the Hornerstown section of Johnstown. Mr. Hickson was taken by EMS to Conemaugh Hospital in Johnstown, where he died at 5:14 a.m. in the operating room. An autopsy was performed later Sunday afternoon, which confirmed that Mr. Hickson died from massive blood loss due to multiple gunshot wounds. The manner of death, obviously, I'm ruling a homicide. Is there any questions for me before I turn it over to the DA?
You mentioned blood loss. Would he maybe he got to the hospital faster? Or?
I don't believe so.
Would you mind spelling his last name?
Hixon.
Was he taken by ambulance? Or
Yes, by EMS. He was treated in the emergency department for a short time before being taken up to the operating room. Someone asked earlier, this is Cambria County's 9th homicide for the year, the 6th for the city. Anything else for me?
So as Coroner Lee's indicated, Mr. Hickson did die as a result of the wounds suffered. 2 other individuals were also struck by gunfire. Their names we are not releasing publicly at this time. The matter is under investigation. We do have some good investigative leads, and it is being actively pursued. No arrest has been made thus far. We are withholding most details of the investigation at this point to protect some individuals and also to protect the integrity of the investigation. We can say that this, based on the information that we have, this is believed to be a targeted event. Unfortunately for Mr. Hickson, we do not believe Mr. Hickson was the target. Mr. Hickson, we believe, is really a bystander that was innocent and was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Mr. Hickson had lived in the Johnstown area for a few years. He was originally from the New Jersey area. Again, we believe this was targeted. We do not believe he was the intended target. The other 2 individuals who were shot are believed to, or are expected to survive. Their wounds are survivable, and I think some kudos goes out to Conemaugh Memorial Medical Center. When you have 3 gunshot victims arriving roughly at the same time, that is very taxing on any institution, yet alone one locally. The other 2 individuals who were injured were transported in private vehicle and arrived to the hospital shortly after the incident. Again, shots fired call came in about 2:34 in the morning. Anyone in the Hornerstown area and surrounding area that may have surveillance, if you wouldn't mind, please check your surveillance, see if you see any suspicious vehicles or people that are out of the ordinary for that time of day near your residence or near your business. Please, if you see anything, please contact Johnstown Police Department at 814-539-0889. As it's still under investigation, we have recovered several weapons. However, it is not, none of the weapons recovered are believed to be the weapons used in the shooting. Questions?
Were those weapons recovered at the scene?
They were two at the scene and one in the emergency room with one of the victims.
Can you say anything at this point about what was going on in the moments leading up to the shooting?
Sure, just very generally. The information that we have is this is really sort of a drive-by type of an incident. And based on that information, it appears that the perpetrator or perpetrators of this sort of had an idea that the intended target or intended targets were going to be where they were. This was in front of a residence.
Were they outside of their residence? Were they?
They were outside. All of this occurred, really the crime scene was the street and public sidewalk and a little bit of a porch.
You mentioned the deceased was basically almost an innocent bystander. Was he just walking past, or was he just talking to the other two?
Based on what we know at this point, we believe that the deceased was familiar with some of the folks that were there, and for lack of a better way to put it, we think it was just stopping by and saying hi because he saw them out.
Was there anybody else there at that time?
Yes.
Was there a party at that residence that you can?
Not that we're aware of. Based on the time of the day and whatnot, we didn't receive any reports of any major noise issues or anything like that.
What kind of cooperation are you getting from the victims and anybody that was in that area?
Matters under investigation.
Is there
We can always use more cooperation from anybody. Can never have too much. Cooperation's huge. A case like this, we have some leads, we have some information that we're working on. Not to sound like a broken record, and we say this, I think, in every incident, but even a small tidbit of information that someone might have that may seem trivial truly can be a difference maker. And in a case like this, we have some leads, we have information we're following up on, but you can never have too much information. Even if it turns out to not be good information, that at least gives us an opportunity to look at other things and perhaps discount something. So anyone with any information, again, in the Ash Street area, the Hornerstown neighborhood, 2:30, 2:40 in the morning, this is a very short time frame. The incident lasted 3 seconds, 4 seconds. It's a very short time frame that we're really investigating at this point, at least for now. Someone may have some information where perhaps something happened at another location that could be useful to know, and we can, interview other people, get surveillance from other areas of the city.
Do you believe the shooter or shooters were driving by, or did they get out of their vehicle?
Did not get out of the vehicle. We do not believe that they got out of the vehicle. Again, the whole incident happened in a matter of 3 or 4 seconds. This is a very quick incident based on the information that we have.
Anything you can say about the vehicle, or?
We're not going to release any information about the vehicle at this time. Again, that is to protect the integrity of the investigation at this point in time.
Do you believe it was a automatic weapon used, or?
Automatic, no. We do not believe that.
Since no arrests have been made yet, is there thought to be like any threat to the public at this time?
So, based on what we know, and again, that we strongly believe this was a targeted incident, we don't believe that there's any danger to the general public. This does not appear to be a random incident. It appears to be targeted. And again, an innocent bystander, we believe, got caught up in it.
We had interviewed somebody yesterday that lives in that area. They didn't witness anything, but they were very upset, and they asked that people start cooperating.
Sure, yeah, cooperation goes a long way. Citizens that live in the area where something like this occurs get very upset with people not cooperating. Law enforcement, we get upset at people not cooperating, to be frank. It can be very frustrating. In this incident, in this matter, there is no doubt in any of our minds standing up here that someone, at least someone, if not multiple people, know who it was, know why it occurred, and the right thing to do is to talk to us. And we say all the time, if you need help, if you need to remain anonymous as much as possible, we have people actively in witness protection right now that have cooperated with us. Those types of things are always on the table. Again, someone lost their life. I mean, it's completely senseless. It's completely senseless.
Do you fear retaliation?
anytime there's violence like this that is targeted in the manner it is targeted, there is that concern among law enforcement that there will be retaliation. Certainly, we hope that doesn't happen. You know, we can get you justice. If you know what happened, and this was a loved one, a friend, if you know what happened, talk to us. We can get you justice. You shouldn't take justice into your own hands.
Do you believe the shots went one way, or was there an exchange of gunfire?
Based on the physical evidence at the scene, the gunfire appears to be all one way. There was no return fire. Again, this was a matter of seconds. So while at least one of the victims, we believe, had a weapon available, it was too quick really to even fight back, so to speak.
You believe you have a person of interest at this point?
We have some people that we're looking at.
Is that section of the street well lit that time of night? Do you know?
Parts of it are. The intersection itself is.
Do you have anything?
Sure.
Turn it over to Chief Pritchard.
So I'll just add that we want to extend our condolences to the family of the victim. And I want to say that the Johnstown Police Department will work around the clock to find those responsible and arrest them. We'll use every available resource that we have to do so. And if anybody does have a tip, they can remain anonymous. They can actually text keyword JPD to 847-411, type a space, type in your message, and then hit send. And it'll go right to our detectives, and it'll help us tremendously in trying to solve this case.
Can you remain anonymous with using
You
that?
can. It's tip 411, and you can remain anonymous.
How important is it to get, public to cooperate and give you information?
Like the district attorney said, it's very important. Every little bit of information, you may not think that it means anything, but once we get it, it's a piece of the puzzle. We'll put the puzzle together, and we'll connect all those dots, and we'll be able to use that to make the arrest and subsequently prosecute the offender.
Thank you.
Thank you.